Hi there, Deb Hoffmann, Guinness World Record holder of the largest Winnie the Pooh collection in the world. And today we are on location in my Pooh room. And so this is actually the very first Pooh room that I had when I started collecting. And so the items that you're seeing in this room are some of my very first items in the collection. So the very cool thing about this video is that it's a 360 video. So if you're on a desktop, you can take your mouse and actually mouse around the room, and you can see the ceiling, you can see the floor, you can see all around me. And if you're on a tablet or on your phone, you can just take your finger and scroll around and you can see everything in the room. So I'd like to showcase for you today, though, two of my items, a newer item and a vintage item. And so let's talk about the newer item first. This is item 10,169. And you're probably thinking to yourself, well, that doesn't look like Winnie the Pooh. He's not yellow. He's not orange. And so, you know, Winnie the Pooh is an international bear. And so his roots started in Canada. Then his story took him to England. And then everybody fell in love with him when Disney purchased the rights to him in the United States. But of course, everybody across the world loves him. Well, they love him in Russia. And this is the Russian version of Winnie the Pooh. And so this one's kind of cool. He's a little plush ornament. And so he has a little bit different name, or a Russian name, of which I don't know any Russian, so I can't pronounce for you. But this is the Russian Pooh Bear. And so the very neat thing is that Russia actually just released a coin, a ruble. And so on the ruble there's a picture of Pooh and Piglet and the Russian version of Pooh and Piglet. So if you can find it for your collection, that would be fantastic. And if there's anybody that can help me find a coin so that I can purchase it for my collection, boy, please feel free to reach out to me, because I would be very excited to add the ruble to the collection, because again, it has the Russian Winnie the Pooh and Piglet on it. So keeping with our international theme, as we mentioned, Winnie the Pooh's roots started in Canada in White River. Well, this is a vintage 60s or 70s, not exactly sure when, Winnie the Pooh that was sold in Sears. And so he's very different than the Pooh that you saw in the United States. And many of the Canadian Winnie the Poohs, he had a smile and he had his tongue hanging out on the left-hand side. And so you can always tell that it's a Canadian Winnie the Pooh, that the tag is a little bit different and talks about the fact that it was sold in Canada. And then the tush tag is also a little bit different. So I have several in the collection. This actually ends up being 7,017. And so some of the Poohs, the shirt is attached to the body. This one actually is a shirt, and his name is in script. There's some of the Canadian Winnie the Poohs that the Pooh name is in block letters. And so this is really kind of a cool item. I found him online. And so if you have any questions about any of the Winnie the Poohs that we just talked about, any of the Poohs that you see in the room, feel free to reach out to me. You can always reach me at deb@mostpooh.com. I'm on YouTube at mostpooh5150, and I'm also on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at mostpooh. And speaking about Most Pooh, you have an opportunity to win a free Winnie the Pooh from me. And so sometimes it'll be a newer Pooh, sometimes it'll be a pre-loved or a vintage Pooh. It might be one of the gang, Pooh, Piglet, Tigger, maybe it'll be a Heffalump. Anyway, all you need to do is visit mostpooh.com, click on Never Enough Pooh, and there's a contest link. And what I'll ask you to do is enter in your information and then answer a question about one of the episodes of Never Enough Pooh. Submit, and you have 2 opportunities per week to enter into the contest, because I usually publish a video on Tuesday and on Friday. And so anytime that there's a new episode, feel free to go on out to Most Pooh, and then at the end of the month I will pick a winner from everybody who entered the contest that had the right answer. So look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Good luck with the contest, and TTFN.